To get to Christmas in Windsor, now you do just like you did before. In the URL at the top that you put in www.christmasinwindsor.com and enter. That will bring up the new website. It looks the same, except for a link at the bottom where it says Reserve Booths. That's what you're going to click to get to the new interface for vendors. And here we have the new interface that's going to be used for vendors. There are only going to be 4 active links on the left. There's going to be a public home, which will take you back to the public page. View the rules, where you can view the rules anytime you like for participation in the show. A login and sign up link. And then there are, at the very bottom, there's the help link. Help is what I would recommend looking at before you make a call to us. It's got a number of questions that will be answered right there. The other links here in the middle: reserve booths, pay for your booths, update your information, cancel reservation, and log out. Those become active once you log in. You have 2 choices on this main screen. One is to log in, and one is to sign up. Sign up is what you do, are registered at Christmas in Windsor. And once you do sign up and have an account, then you can log in. So let's click the sign up and see what we get. That brings up an image that has a number of fields that have to be filled in. This big portion right here is basically the contract that was used in the past, application that you all signed and agreed to certain things when you sent in your money to register for Christmas in Windsor. Now, instead of a physical form, it's online. You read the form, make sure you agree with everything, and then after you've done that, you sign, you scroll down. Notice there are 2 scroll bars over here on the right. The little one here will scroll up and down through the application, through the contract that you're signing. The right bar will scroll up and down through the form that needs to be filled out. Once you read it, you check the items, saying you've read the rules. Second, that you will not park in the rec center lots during the show. And 3, as defined in the rules, the items you make and you show are handmade by you. Make sure you read the bolded, italicized text describing the importance of filling in a correct email, the password requirements, and the idea of when you pick your own booth, you pick one that's not near a vendor showing the same craft that you're showing. So let's enter in some information. I'm going to do one at, let's do info at christmasinwindsor.com. That's a valid email. Now we'll put in a password. The password has to be made up of these characters. You don't have to have all the characters or any type of character. Just whatever password you put in has to be from these characters. So I'll put in a password. And I just put in TVM123. So now you duplicate that down here to make sure that you put it in as you expect and that the system sees it as you expect. Now you're going to keep scrolling down, put in your first name, last name, address. Just when we do the taxing at the end, the town needs to know contact information. So you put in your address and the city. State is a drop-down list. We'll do Colorado. Zip code 80550, whatever your zip code is. Phone number. There's no set format for the phone number, just put in the number, and it'll be used when we, the final forms we use to fill out for contact information for taxation. Whatever you put in is the way it's going to be displayed. And you choose the type of craft that you've got. It's a drop-down list. Click the arrow on the right, and it brings up a list, and you pick whatever craft you've got that you do, scroll down to the very bottom, and there you have two buttons you can press. One is back to the portal, which won't submit this information. It goes back to the main screen, the login screen. Submit your information is what you'll want to click once you do it. You click your information there, and a message comes up that says you are now registered at Christmas in Windsor. Now you can do a login or a sign up again. No reason to do a sign up again, you just did it. So we'll do a login. Click the login, and it brings up the registration information. On the left you see an image of the layout of the rec center. The bottom is the evergreen room, the main gym, the auxiliary gym. Whatever room you want is the room you're going to click. We will click the evergreen room. What you'll get right now is a message at the bottom. Messages that are errors are in red, messages that are good are in green. You'll get a message that says registration is not yet open. Booth selection is not available. We'll send out an email to everybody when we turn on the registration. This period of time between now and then is for you to become familiar with the website. If you have questions about what happened because you don't see a message, make sure you scroll down to the very bottom of the screen to see the messages. So this says registration is not yet open. And if you look, I'll put my cursor over the different booths and nothing happens. And in fact, if you go over here to the Pay Now for your booth, it says no booths are in held state. You can't purchase. Clicking the reserve booths will always take you back to the place where you can reserve the booths. So I'm going to click the reserve booths. Here comes the layout again. Pick the evergreen room. However, once we turn on registration and let you be able to register, this is what you will see. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see there is no message. So you can now reserve booths. So if I move the cursor over a booth, now it becomes a pointer. And if I click on it, you'll see it becomes gray. Just click once and it turns gray. If you want two booths, make sure you click them together so you get them together. Once you have your booths selected and held in the gray state, they will stay that way for as long as you're logged into your session. A session is active for 10 minutes. Once you start doing activity on the site, every time you change a screen or click a button, that 10-minute timeout, 10-minute time period resets and you have 10 minutes. But once you go idle, if you sit and wait for 10 minutes, go off and get a coffee and come back, and these booths are in this, leave them in this state, they'll be released automatically. So once you reserve your booths and have them in this held state, move over here and go up to pay for your booths. Then you're going to pay for them. Click on that. It brings up a page. And this page will show you some good information. It says standard cost for the booth is $20. $120. A corner is additional $20. If you want electricity, that's an additional $10. Windows right now are no charge. It lists the booths that you've tried to reserve. You've got a 19, and if you look over here, it says it's a corner with electricity. So that's going to be $150. 20, however, is a booth with, it's not a corner, no electricity. It has a window, but there's no charge for windows. So it's $120. So 120 plus 150 is $270. So your total charge is $270. Now you go down, purchases are done through PayPal. You go down here to the button. Click that, and it will take you to PayPal. On PayPal, it lists the amount of money, gives you a login into PayPal. You'll enter your password, and you'll go into PayPal, make the payment, or you can pay, let's see what this does, or you can pay with a credit card. Oh, and you don't even have to have, it's a PayPal guest checkout. So if you don't have an account, you can go here, and it'll just take the card number, address, and fill it out, and you can check out that way. So there's a couple of different options when you're using PayPal. By far, it'll be easier if you have a PayPal account. Then you just go in and make a couple of clicks and you're done. Once you successfully make the payment and return to our website, navigate back to the room that you reserved your booths in, and you will find there that the booths you had held that were gray are now red. They're locked in, they're yours, and the payment you've made is no longer refundable as per the contract. As always, you can contact us with extenuating circumstances if you cannot make the show. Once you have reached this point and you're done, you can go in, you can log out, or you can cancel you can no longer cancel reservations. In fact, let me show you what that'll do. If you go in here and want to select another booth, it turns gray. If you decide, well, that was a mistake, I don't want to do that, you can go down here to the bottom, where there is a clear selection, or you can go over here where it says cancel reservations. Either one will clear that. For example, if we do clear reservation, do that, click it, and that goes away. It clears it, so you no longer have to have that. Cancel reservation does the same thing, but it can be called from anywhere in our website, and it takes you to another screen. So I'll show you that too. So if we say we click 22 and we no longer want that, cancel reservations will take you to a screen that says, do you really want to cancel booth 22? If you say yes, it'll say it, it'll do it, and it'll say booth 22 released. Then you can go back to look at booths, and it's gone. No longer held by you. You cannot cancel or clear booths that you have actually paid for. Other things you can do, again, you can review the rules. Just takes you through the rules that you agreed to. Do a login or sign up. You can reserve booths which you've done. You can pay for your booths which you've done. You can update your information. Go in there and you can change anything you want. You can cancel your reservations, but you have no booths on hold. Or you can log out. And since you're done with everything else, let's just log out. It asks you for sure, do you really want to log out? Click yes. It takes you back to the public home page. That's navigating our website. The easiest thing to reserve a booth, go to click your reserve booths, do your login or sign up. When you log in, click your room, whatever room you want, click the booth, make your payment. Over here, make your payment. And once you make your payment, you're done. You can check it back and check it, log out. That's as simple. That's all you need to do to reserve your booths. Hopefully you'll find this website easy to navigate, easy to use, and registration of and to reserve your booth, a simple process. Good luck. If you have questions, email us at info@christmasinwindsor.com. But remember, what I really would like you to do is go to the help screen first before if you have questions. Some of the questions it asks is what's new? How do I reserve a booth? How do I navigate around the vendor's Christmas in Windsor site? Why did you automate the registration process? Can I cancel a reservation that I paid for? How can I get notified when the next show is open for reservations? You didn't charge for electricity in the past, why now? How will I know if a booth is a corner? How will I know if a booth has electricity? How will I know if a booth has a window? How can I find the cost for electricity and windows? Are there any known bugs? Those are questions that will be answered before you try to, if you have one of those, if one of these answers your questions, look here before you email us or contact us. Thank you, and we're looking forward to the next show.